What's up, YouTube? This is your boy John here at the Jersey Shore, and I just wanted to drop a quick video to tell you what I thought of Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell. I really don't know how I felt about this movie going in. I've been a huge Rob Zombie fan for a long time, long before he ever made House of a Thousand Corpses. I was a big White Zombie fan. I was a big Rob Zombie fan. I've seen him live many times with White Zombie, as well as his solo career with just the Rob Zombie band. I think the best way to describe it is I had low expectations and high hopes. I was a huge House of a Thousand Corpses fan. I absolutely loved that movie. As far as The Devil's Rejects goes, I liked that as much or more than I did House of a Thousand Corpses. I was also a very big fan of Rob's version of Halloween. I thought he did a great job with that. I thought the acting was great, the directing was great, the casting was great, the backstory of young Michael was great. Everything about that movie was great. It was a wonderful movie. I liked it. I know that's a mixed bag. There's a lot of people out there who really didn't care for that movie and think that Rob ruined it. I disagree. I thought that Halloween was wonderful. On the flip side of that, I thought that Halloween 2 was reasonably awful. I thought that the beginning of the movie where Laurie was running from Michael and it was raining out, and they were in the hospital prior to that, I thought that those were really good scenes. Thought it was very scary. I thought it was good. After that, when Rob's wife showed up in the movie with her white horse, it slowly lost me. I was not a fan of that movie. His next movie was The Lords of Salem. I went to the theater and saw that, and I walked out of there really not knowing how I felt about that movie. When it came out on Blu-ray, I did buy it. When I went back and revisited Lords of Salem, I felt worse about it than I did the first time. I didn't even make it halfway through that movie. I turned it off, put it away on the shelf, and I've never watched it again, and I'm pretty sure that I never will. I just did not like that movie at all. Then came the much-anticipated 31. I was seeing a lot of stuff online about this movie. It was getting a pretty good amount of hype. So I was excited. I was hoping that Rob would redeem himself and go back to form with 31. And once again, I did not like 31 either. I don't know. His career just seemed to have taken a dive with those two movies for me. His movies got really weird. His music got really weird. Just, I don't know. I don't know what his art direction is. I don't know what's going on with him. There's a lot of weird stuff coming out of the Rob Zombie camp. As far as the Legend of El Super Beasto goes, I actually bought it. I own it. I started to watch it, and I had to turn that off. Apparently, I just am not a Rob Zombie cartoon fan at all. Just seemed more of the same of the other movies. A lot of unnecessary vulgarity, shoehorning his wife into the project. I never made it through it, turned that off as well. So going into 3 from Hell, I was hoping that with Sid Haig and Bill Moseley, unfortunately, with his wife again, I mean, look, he can do whatever he wants to do. They're his movies. If he wants to put his wife in everything, so be it. He's directing movies. He's making videos. He's got a beautiful wife. Why not use her? I get it. I really don't know that I see the necessity for it. So moving on to 3 from Hell. This was a very limited theatrical release. I believe it was 3 nights. It was last week. I think it was September 16th, 17th, and 18th only. In my local theater, it played 1 time each of those 3 nights. I went to see it on the 3rd and final night on Wednesday. It was advertised as starting at 7 o'clock. So I get to the movie theater at 7 o'clock, and unbeknownst to me, it was a double feature. I'm sitting in the movie theater at 7 o'clock, and The Devil's Rejects, the intro to The Devil's Rejects starts. I did not know that this was a double feature, so I'm looking at this movie wondering why. They're thinking it was a strange way to start the 3 from Hell. And as it turns out, the title pops up, it's The Devil's Rejects. So I decided, I paid my money to see this movie, I'm going to sit here and watch this movie. So I sat through The Devil's Rejects. I didn't mind at all because, like I said, I love The Devil's Rejects. I thought it was great. Immediately after that, 3 from Hell started. That was a different story. You could tell almost immediately that there was a very low budget. It did not look good at all. The one spoiler that I will give you, if you are a Captain Spalding / Sid Haig fan, he's in this movie. I would say if it's 5 minutes, I would be surprised. I don't even believe it was that long at all. He's just not in it, folks. He's not one of the 3 from Hell. I don't think that this movie needed to be made. I don't think it added to the story. I think that it gave me the impression that it was a last gasp effort to squeeze the last little bit of juice out of these three characters that, somehow strangely we root for the bad guy. And I think that me as a horror fan, and I know the horror community reasonably well, we love these characters. But I just didn't get this one. I didn't like this. Not very well made. They seem to shoehorn unnecessary vulgarity and violence into a movie that had no point. I didn't think that there was much of a story at all. There were a few scenes of Rob's wife that were shot in slow motion that were beautiful. I mean, there were a few scenes here and there that were shot wonderfully. She looked great. The scene looked great. But her character was not good in this movie. Bill Moseley, I didn't think that his character was great in this movie. Can't remember the character's name. He was the stepbrother or half-brother was the third character in Three from Hell. Again, it was not Sid Haig. It was not Captain Spalding. I don't know. I just think that Rob's, as far as my opinion only, clearly this is only my opinion, I might catch heat for this, but I think that the trajectory of Rob Zombie's movies, it started off good. It got a little bit better. But then, I don't know, folks. I hated this movie. I didn't like anything about it. I felt like I wasted my time and I wasted my money. Although, when it comes out, I'll probably waste more money and buy it on Blu-ray, which I believe the release is October 15th, simply to complete my collection. I have the first two, and I have every movie that Rob Zombie has made, so of course, I have to buy this one as well. I may say that I'm not going to go out and spend my money buying this Blu-ray because the movie was terrible, but I don't even want to know how much money I've spent in my life buying terrible movies. And this will just be another one for my collection. I guess what I'll end on is this. I'm pulling for you, Rob. I'm in your corner. I love you. I've loved you for a long time. I'm hoping that you get back to form and you start putting quality movies out again that we can all love and enjoy. I mean, you're Rob Zombie and you're touring the world and you're making movies, and I'm sitting in a basement talking about them. So, I guess keep doing what you're doing. You do your art for you. In all honesty, art is art and it's open to interpretation. And if you do what you do and you love what you do, then you should just keep doing it. If somebody else doesn't like it, so be it. It's about what makes you happy. And if this makes you happy, keep doing it, brother. I just think it's gotten a little weird. All right, well, that's going to do it for me. Those are my thoughts on Rob Zombie's Three from Hell. Let me know what you thought. Did you go see Three from Hell? If you did, let me know in the comments down below. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you really like what you see, subscribe to my channel. I would love to take you on this journey with me. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching.